everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing our first colour along and it is in this beautiful calendar by Kelly O'Gorman. I'll get the front cover there. There we go, Kelly O'Gorman 2019 calendar, and we are doing the February image. And for this first part I will be using my Mauve twin markers, and I have picked a few pastel-y colours out because, as I said in my previous video, I'd like to keep it Valentine's, but I'd also like to keep it quite neutrally pastel colours rather than vibrant and bright. I have sketched out in my little sketchbook here kind of the same picture, and I've also wrote down the shades I'm going to use, which I will also go through as I'm using them, so for those who are following along with the same pens can use the same ones. You don't have to follow along specifically to my colour scheme. It would just be nice to see what you come up with yourself. So let's begin. For the hearts, my plan is to do the hearts, well, most of it in pastels. These filigree parts in the middle of the hearts, all the way around the border, and maybe also the border around the picture itself, I'm planning on doing gold, but not with gel pen or anything like that. I'm going to do it with pencils once I have a marker base down. But for my first colour we are going to be using 196 Pale Pink Light, and I'm just going to do a quick cover over the whole of the heart. I'm going to leave this thin part around the centre one. I'm not going to colour that in pink because I think what I will do is make that gold as well. I really like these pens. They're a lot better than the Touch 5 markers that I have. The Touch 5 markers that I have didn't come with many pastel shades. So when I got these ones and saw there was a lot more pastel colours, I was really happy. I think we'll go around these what look like petals in the pink as well. So we are still keeping it quite heart-like in the general sense. My plan is also to keep this video quite reasonable, is to do along the top and try and get all of that done in the marker base, and then for everyone to go away in your own time between this video and my next one to complete the whole order or everything that we managed to do in the markers in this video in your own time. And then with a bit of luck, if we get all of the marker base done in this video, then next video we will start doing some of the pencil work. So I'll just come finish the end of this heart, because it doesn't look like much now. The colour's very flat, and although the colours are very nice, we need a little bit more depth. So So there's that one done, and we will do the same with this one in the center. That one didn't take too long. And then do the same again with this one. Apologies if my head was in the way there. There we go. So tell me in the comments, everybody, are you joining in? Are you doing the same colour scheme as I am, following along with the video, or are you doing your own? Have you already coloured this picture in? And if so, I would really like to see them. I have a Facebook page which I have recently started up with the channel, which is also called Honour Your Crafts. If you would like to come along and post your photos up on there, I will make an album so they can all be popped in there so they don't get lost in the Facebook nether. Oh, I forgot to colour this heart in. There we go. So my plan with gold is to put a pale yellow base down, and then I will either use my Prismacolor pencils or my Polychromos pencils to make the gold effect, because my other pencil sets I've not really had the chance to discover a set of pencils that make a really good gold. So now for the yellow, I am using 141 in Buttercup Yellow, and like I said, if I get the lid off, the filigree parts we will colour all of those in yellow, because again at the moment this is just a flat base coat. All of the detail and colouring will come from the pencils. The good thing I found with doing this is that it doesn't take long to do it. I've recently only discovered doing this myself. If you find the right shades of pencils to match the pen that you're using, then you only need to put the shading in. You don't have to do the whole layering of a million layers of different colours over and over. You can just mainly do your darker shades and blend it into the lighter shade of the marker. These pens did come with one of those little gloves that goes over the left side of your hand and over your last two fingers, just so that when you are using darker shades of pen you don't get the imprint on your hands, because with them being alcohol based markers they will be a lot harder to wash off. So yes, I think we'll do the band around the center of the heart to also plan that for being gold. My other main colour that I'd like to incorporate into this is pretty much the colour I have on my jumper today, which is mint green, because I like mint green and it is so versatile. Should I do that heart gold? I'll come back to that. We'll colour this bit in here. And another good thing about these markers that I've found, that they are so juicy that they do not streak, which I found that with some of my Touch 5 markers, they dried out really quick and left streaks really easily. Let me get my pencil. This pencil that I'm using is a Graph Gear 500 Pentel. It is a 0.9 lead drafting pencil. I've had this for quite some time now. I'll use my ruler as well just to put a line across here. But yes, I've had this for quite some time. What I can do though, if anybody would like the details for it, I can have a look and put it in the details box for the video for you. I'm just putting a quick sketch line between this point and the point of the heart, just so that I can join it up to put gold around. I'll do the rest when I come to do the bottom section of the picture. Doesn't level up very well, does it? Although I don't think it's supposed to. There we go, that's a bit better. Yes. Oh god, I can't get my lid off. Ooh, there we go. So yes, we'll colour this in as well, because I'd like this to be gold. Just keep it up, because we can rub those lines out anyways. I think I will do these sections here in the mint green that I was talking about. Just pop that to there, and like I say, we can come back and do that bit in your own time, because it's pointless keeping you here to do the whole thing when it's just the same around the outside of the whole picture. Go. I haven't tried the broad end of these pens yet, and I've only tried blending once, and that was to do the marble background on my work in progress in Masha's mandalas, which I showed in my first video. I thought they blended really well, even without using the blender pen that they come with. This is the blender pen, as you can see, just a zero colourless blender. You get 3 of those in the set of pens, which is really good, because then, well, for a start, I haven't found anywhere that sells these as single stock. So having 3 blenders in the set is really handy, because if I do come to learn to blend with them a bit, but I'm going to go with the gold on this as well, then having the extra 2 blenders may be a blessing in disguise if they do not bring these out as single stock. Right, so I'm going to, my next colour is the mint colour, And for this I chose 178, and that is Cool Shadow. So we'll just go in all of the background sections with this lovely colour. These dry a lot lighter than when first put on the page, so at the moment this does look quite dark, but it really does lighten up considerably. So if you give me one moment to just grab my swatch book, I will show you. So this is my lovely swatch book, isn't it so cute? It's a pug. So anyways, I've already got it marked on the page. This is Cool Shadow, and as you can see, it is a lot darker to what has already dried in my swatch book. And it is the same with the Pale Pink Light, and if I think it's on the page before. Yes, the Buttercup Yellow also dries really pale, which as you can see the pink and the yellow have already started to do that. I will go through my swatch book one day on another channel, on another video, but it is very organised with my little washi tape sections for each set I have. I'm not finished swatching all my sets, which is why I will leave that for another video. But we will continue to get this finished. There you go. You can see now that with showing in the book, the green on the page has already started to lighten up, which again makes these really nice pastel pens. I've not seen myself many marker pens that do the very pale shades apart from the Copics. I'm not sure of the Pro markers or I'm not sure what they're called now. I think they're more of a water-based ones, the ones I'm thinking of. But I've not seen them do the pastel colours either. So it makes a bit of a change that these ones do have them in. And there are pens in the set that complement the pastel colours, so if you were to do shading with them, you do have the various gradients so that you're not jumping harshly from one colour to the next. Just get this last bit done on here. But I just love how these go on the paper. I've not had a problem with any type of paper that I've used them on so far. I've used them on this now. I've used them on Masha's Mandala's book, and so far I've also used them in my swatch book and also on one of my PDFs that I've printed off, and so far they've worked really nice on all of them. As you can see, they do bleed through this paper, but that is alright because I'm not actually using this to write anything on. I really just am using it to put on my wall when the pictures are done. And as you will remember from my first video, there is my very sparkly January, which was hanging on the wall I think for a week because it took me so long to colour on. But yes, that is the Alice picture. So the next colour I am going to use, and that is for, I'm guessing these are petals, but I'm not sure. I'm going to use 146, and that is in Mauve Shadow, and this is a really pale purpley colour. Again, this is another colour that goes on quite dark but then dries really light, so it just gives that perfect light base coat or that lovely pastel colour effect. But these pens really do work well for a base for pencils to go on top. I've tried my Prismacolors on top of these, I've tried Crayolas, Erositons, Artesias, and Black Widows, and they all seem to layer really well on top. There seem to be sets of pencils that have a colour to match the majority of the colours available in the pen set themselves. So I highly do recommend these pens to everyone, especially if you are looking to upgrade from, say, your Touch 5s. You do get a wider scale of numbers and colours in this pack to what you would for the Touch 5s. I believe, if I remember correctly, there are 162 pens in the set. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I am. There we go, and just coming to the last one on this side. There we go. That doesn't look too bad. I was a bit worried about the purple with the pink, but it looks alright. As I said, I'd like to keep this as a Valentine's picture, but because it is the owl and the pussycat, I'd also like to kind of keep it away from Valentine's, because obviously Valentine's is a day, not a month. So personally, I believe that it should be celebrated just on that day and not for the entire month. And certainly not in the month of January, when things start going on the shelves for Valentine's Day in shops. But that is just my personal opinion. I know that Facebook groups have events and the such, and that is fine, because not everybody can colour a picture in a day. I certainly can't, because until these marker pens came along and people suggested using them as a base for pictures, I am one of the slowest colourers in the world. As I said, for my January picture for this calendar, it took me, I think, 3 weeks from start to finish to get it coloured in. But that was also mainly because the month of December was a busy month, and also January was quite a busy month for myself. I had a lot going on. There we go. So yes, if we continue this around the other 3 sides and then come back in the next video with that complete, we will go over that in pencil. I'm going to colour my moon next, which I'm using CG 0.5, which is a cool grey, very, very pale cool grey. But I want my moon to look quite silvery when I'm done. So if I colour this in with this, and I'm just going to go over all of the lumps and bumps as well, because all of that, if I do with the pencils will be more definitive after that. I do find that in the bigger areas with these, it does leave the slight line to the join of the first little scribble that you do on the page. Just go over that as well. I don't think the moon's going to have brown eyebrows or anything like that, so we will just go over them with grey as well. May, when I come to put pencil to paper, make them a little bit more black. But then again, I do like the way they look now, because obviously your eyebrows are not a solid block unless you go and get them tattooed on. This bit's taking a little bit longer than the border, but this is a bigger space than that. Whereas that was all little bits joined together, this is more spread out. Maybe I should have tried the broader nib for this part, but never mind. Nearly done now. As you can see, where I started, it's already drying and it's very pale, and I think it's a very nice pale colour to start as a base for doing, maybe not silver as such, but definitely a grey moon colour. And depending on how the picture turns out towards the end, I may try to make it glow using some pastels, but we'll see when it comes to the end. There we go, so that's that done. And my next colour I am using is 182 in Frost Blue, and that is just for the moon's eye. Give that a little colour in there. And I'll not do that. Actually, I think we'll do the, while I've got the colour out, we will go over the sea as well. So if we do the sea in the Frost Blue as well, because this also dries a very nice pale colour. Yeah, it is also quite a bright colour. The sea looks quite choppy, so when we come to add the finer details in towards the end of doing the picture, I may add some sea foam to make it look more like waves. I'll be doing that with either some white acrylic paint or with my Posca pen. This picture will definitely be getting some glitter added to it, because why not? Everybody loves a bit of glitter. And I think personally these images in this calendar shout out for some sparkle. just to make them that little bit extra special. I've just realised, oh no, I'm fine. I need to move my protection along. I thought I might have coloured in on my January picture, but it hasn't gone through that much, so it was alright. But I'll definitely keep it behind anyways, just in case. I'm not going to do the cat, the owl and the boat in markers. I will be doing all of that in pencil, and that is only because I haven't found a marker to suit the colours that I'm going to use. But if by the next video I have, then of course I will change tactics and we will go over in marker before laying down any pencil. And again, I will let you know numbers and colours of the pens as we do it. So there we go. I'm going to leave it here for this video. In your own time before my next video, or if you need to catch up, it's entirely up to you. We will continue all the way around the edge in the colours that I've chosen for the top, or the colours that you've chosen for yourself. And then in the next video we will be using pencils, and if I do find a colour combo that looks nice with a marker for the boat, then I will do that also, but I'll let you know in the next video. So thanks for watching, and we will continue this in the next video. See you next time. Bye.